Hi Aquarius, welcome to your July 2022 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aquarius, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. For your actions and interactions with the world at large over the course of July 2022. Can you believe we're already over halfway through the year? Insane. All right, for July's actions and options, you got the Knight of Swords, so there is some form of movement taking place here for you guys. It does look like there are potentially meetings coming up for you. This could be you, actually in a lot of ways this could be you sat at a table. It could be some of you are taking interviews this month. There's a very proactive energy behind the Knight of Swords, and usually when this card shows up as an actions and options or actions and interactions with the world, things speed up. And so one piece of information or one piece of advice I want to give you: when everything around you speeds up, slow down. Take a minute, take a breath. Yes, you can work quickly, but when you slow down while everything else speeds up, you can see things coming a bit more. This also as well, because it is the Knight of Swords, it may be this month you might come across a bit more prickly than you mean to, all right? Just because, this card does have a bit of an aggressive energy around it. So how you approach things, how you approach people, and how you communicate, you just need to be aware of and prepared, because that's, going to be the way that you mitigate how you come across, all right? For your communications and conversations, you have the Three of Wands. I love this. This is new horizons being opened up for you. I think this could be a business meeting, a job interview. I think this could be in talks with a collaborator of some kind that opens up new doors for you, that opens up new avenues or new directions. That Three of Wands is a very lucky card. And so what this tells me is this month you're getting an invite, maybe an insight. It could be an insight or an invite. You're getting one of those, or maybe even both, that comes in that makes it makes all of the difference. I love this. I actually, especially because it is the Three of Wands as well, this could be that the things like this could be a really good month to go after something that maybe you weren't not something that you weren't aware of, but like, when you think like, oh, I could ask for that, but I'll never get it. This could be the month to ask, right? If you maybe like, it sounds really stupid, but hit up a celebrity, right? Go on their Twitter or their whatever feed and say to them, like, what, I offer this service. Come, come check me out. Like, this is a month to be bold. The Three of Wands, yes, it is a card of surveying the land or the seas and, waiting for your ships to come in, but it is a very active card as well. And because it's very lucky, I would say if you get proactive and you decide to go after something, or have a little bit of gutsiness to go after something or to pursue something that maybe you usually wouldn't, the results that you get from it could be great. Like, they could really be something quite spectacular. So be open to that this month. And also, like I said, make sure you pay attention to the offers, the opportunities and the presentations that show up, because they're likely to have things for you that you maybe either overlook or you don't see. For your heart and hearth sector, for your love and relations, you've got the Chariot card. So for those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, it looks like you and your partner are spending time away from each other this month. Not for, any scary reasons or anything like that, but maybe this is that they're on their travels. Maybe they have to go and visit a family member. Maybe you have to go and visit a family member. There's something here that suggests that you and your partner are spending time away from each other. With that Three of Wands in tow, this is one of you working very hard on something, and this is something that has maybe been a long time coming. Maybe it's, you know, and with that Knight of Swords there, I'm going to wager that it's you. You're like super busy this month. You've got a lot of irons in the fire. You're really going in for something. And, you know, unfortunately, sometimes when that happens, we have to take a moment to say, look, you know what? Yes, I love you. Yes, I'm here for you, but I have to put my focus here right now. This is just one of those moments. For those of you that are single, this with the Three of Wands, I wouldn't be surprised if you are talking to somebody that lives at a distance from you, or if you're interacting with somebody online. Maybe you are talking to, you know, somebody that's got a really different upbringing or background to you, but it works for some way. And what I like about this is it suggests that this crosses the threshold very quickly. Remember, the Chariot card is a very fast card. The Knight of Swords is a very fast card. So it's like, yeah, you meet online, excuse me, maybe you talk via an app or whatever, but then literally like as quick as you possibly, you know, as quick as time, money, jobs, whatever will allow, you cross over from that into the real world, which I think is fantastic. You know, if you spend time sort of talking to somebody all the time, every day, yes, it's a good way to build a bond, but then what happens when you're in person? Is the chemistry still the same? For your money and materials, let's see what's going on with your resources. You've got the Five of Swords, okay? So there is a little bit of a dispute over resources this month, over money. It may be something that you are trying to purchase or something that you have purchased that is probably not fit for it. So maybe you buy, I don't know, just as an example, let's say you buy a new blender and it doesn't work. You try to take it back and they give you a whole heap of crap for it. Do not back down. You're an Aquarius. You probably won't anyway. But that feels to me like what the issue is. It's like you purchase something this month and it you know, just doesn't do what it says it's going to do. And unfortunately, you end up then having to kind of, you know, have a battle or a challenge about it. For your first week of the month, also worth noting as well, for those of you that are partnered, this could be conversations around money and resources that get a little bit tense. So watch out for that. For your first week of the month, you've got the High Priestess, hidden things revealed. So this is going to be knowledge and information that reaches your ears. You will have to adjust your plans really quickly. So whatever it is that comes up, it's going to be something that is shared with you, something that comes to light. And when it does, you got two options. You can fly off the handle, or you can say, okay, you know what? Yes, now that I know this, I need to change my plans, but you're going to have to adapt or adjust really quickly. And I suggest you do that rather than losing your shit, okay? For your second... for Raph has spoken. Sorry. That was a little bit more vehement than I'd expected to be. You got the Hermit card here with the Three of Wands. So you are really thinking long term here, but you're doing this in, you know, not in a pragmatic way, but more in an Aquarian way. I think this is you getting really serious about chasing after something. I like this for research as well. This could be a really good month for you to do the research or the legwork behind making an ambitious idea possible. So that could be, you know, that could be it. It could also be, for some of you, maybe you're finding a mentor, a coach, somebody that is, you know, acts like a teacher, or somebody that is helping you in some way. I like this for that, actually, and I think it could be really beneficial for you. For your third week of the month, you've got the Emperor card with the Chariot. So for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is talks and discussions about where you're at right now, where the relationship is. You're having some of those. Maybe you're having talks about resources, finances. I'm going to be really honest with you. The Five of Swords coupled with the Emperor, I don't like that for loans. So if you're planning to apply for, I have no doubt you'll probably get it, but I've got to be honest with you, I do not like this. Please, unless you absolutely have to, do not take a loan out this month. for your 4th week of the month. And the reason I say this is because in July, Jupiter is going to go retrograde. The challenge with Jupiter retrograde periods is this: the money that you need will be available to you. You will make you'll get the application, you'll put the application in, you will get that money. The problem always comes with a Jupiter retrograde transit, unless you were born under a Jupiter retrograde, in which case it works slightly different. But the challenge is, with a Jupiter retrograde, if you take out a loan under a Jupiter retrograde, getting the money is no problem. You'll end up paying that money back over a longer period of time, or there's always some sort of delay with you being able to pay it off. I know this from personal experience and history. I mean, I do have a relatively sort of debilitated Jupiter. He's not at his best, but I learned a very harsh lesson for that. And whilst studying in the early days of my astrology, I was really because I was like, what happened here? You know, Jupiter said it was all going to be okay, and and I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and that's one of the things that I'd consistently found comes up. So be mindful of that. For those of you that are single and looking, like I said, this is going to be someone that's really different, and quite possibly somebody that's going to really challenge you. You know, anyone that shows up as the emperor has got cojones, all right? So man, woman, person, whatever, they are, you know, this is somebody that shows up and they got it, okay? For your money and materials, you've got the Fool card. Now, outside of all the traditional meanings, the Fool card can also speak to the fact that we're making a foolish move, that it's not wise to do. With the 5 of Swords in tow, please, 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 dear Aquarius, do not take a loan over this period. Jupiter's going to be retrograde for about 4 months. Now, that being said, when it comes to items that you purchase, new things, new places, new people, the Fool card, something that you buy, something that you purchase is not going to do what it says on the tin. The 5 of Swords is you having the challenge or the issue with whoever you bought the item from. So if you can get away with not making any big purchases in the month of July, then I would say that's the best way to proceed. For your moons, for the new moon on the July the 28th is in the sign of Leo. This is in your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, because it's opposite the sky to you. This is, it's not just partnerships and marriage, which, you know, it could totally show up as or for. It's also like the interactions you have with your doctor, the interactions that you have with your astrologer, with your dentist, with your roommate if you have one, you know, with the people that you live with. It's the one-to-one relationships that you have, and this is a fresh start in that area, which for me does suggest that those of you that are single will probably fare better than those of you that are partnered this month. Just saying. For this, you have the Gate 45 and Regal. Well, Leo is very regal, so I love that. This card for me always says lead by example. Everything that you need from a partnership or a relationship, whether you're single or partnered, will be provided for you this month. And what you have to give in return is to show up in the same spirit. For your full moon in the sign of Capricorn, this for you is in a little dicier part of the chart because it's in the 12th house. 12th house is a full moon in the 12th is illuminating your self-sabotaging tendencies, but it's also making you very intuitive, very psychic. It's also highlighting to you where you need more rest, more sleep, more recuperation. So a full moon in the 12th can be a good thing as well. You've got the Gate 63 and Doubt. And this I actually really like because it suggests that the full moon is going to highlight to you where you actually doubt yourself and how you're holding yourself back because of that subconscious doubt. So really this is great because, like I said, it's a full moon in the house of self-sabotaging tendencies. This full moon is going to highlight to you where a specific doubt around a certain subject, topic, person, thing, place even in your life holds you back. And once you see it, once you know it, it's kind of like the tower, right? Once you know something, once the illusion cracks, you can't go back. You can't unsee it. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Don't be afraid to get after it though. Even with some of the challenges here, I still think this could be a great month. With that said, take care and I'll speak to you soon.